Hi everyone, it's Rachel here from Boost Education. I just wanted to make a short little video just having a look at the different areas that actually overlap when we look at behaviours between trauma and ADHD. This popped up into my newsfeed the other week and I shared it, and it was quite a popular post that was shared, and I just wanted to have a little chat to you guys about the different overlaps that come over the top in between these two different, and they're quite dramatic differences. As you can see, ADHD compared to children going through a trauma, you've got very two different situations. And as a teacher, it's really important that we do have a complete understanding of what's going on for the child, and having a look and perhaps keeping this and printing this off and keeping it in our teacher folder just so we don't misdiagnose or perhaps send to the counsellor for for the right reasons. So it is definitely, as a teacher, where we must get an extra support and look at our counselling and our guidance counsellor for support as far as diagnosis and communicating with the parent and perhaps all the different behaviours that we're picking up. But if you have a look, if you have a child that has a lot of these behaviours, then you do need to have a look outside of ADHD and have a look at possibly trauma and how that may be affecting a student inside your classroom, and having that open communication with the parents and having a learning support person there with you when you perhaps need to address this kind of issue. So I find it really, really interesting that a lot of these actually do overlap. So if you've got a child that's easily distracted, doesn't seem to listen, feels a little bit disorganized, hyperactivity, restlessness, difficulty sleeping, difficulty concentrating and learning in school. So, and what we're looking for, this is a behaviour that has come up and they don't normally show this sort of behaviour. Or if you have this showing in a child that perhaps you've just come into your classroom for whatever reasons, being the beginning of the year, or they've changed schools and just come into your classroom, or they've changed classes. So if you've got these sort of behaviours happening in your classroom, then you need to also be aware of trauma as well as ADHD, okay? And this needs to be at quite an excessive level for it to be a worry. So if you are not able to use your behaviour management strategies of redirection, encouraging better behaviour, or if your classroom culture and the strategies you're already using aren't able to assist in redirecting this behaviour, that's when we need to have a little chat to perhaps a mentor, the guidance counsellor, or even the parent. It's sort of recognizing that this behaviour is something that is stopping them reaching their full potential. This is when it needs to become an area of concern. So it is really interesting because trauma can be in so many different areas. In my own personal experience, I've had students that have been traumatized. It can be through separation, so parents dealing with divorce. It can be so also loss of a parent, so whether it's been through separation or perhaps one of the parents is working away, and so they've got that issue going on. Perhaps they've lost a child or lost a sibling or lost a parent or lost a grandparent, so the loss of a family member is a big issue. Going through a traumatic experience where something's happened to a family member and that's caused trauma. So there's a lot of different avenues where trauma can actually come from. So witnessing different adult issues they're not able to process as a child. Perhaps they're in an abusive family situation and that's actually a trauma. So there's lots of different things that can be causing this, and we don't need to assume and jump straight onto ADHD. So I think this is a really handy tool. Make sure you please print it off and keep it in your teaching folder, and we'll be chatting more about this. But definitely, if you're seeing these behaviours, make sure that you have a chat about this to your guidance counsellor to get some support, and then perhaps how to address it with the parent to get some more information to make sure that how you actually help this child really does need to make sure you have the right diagnosis and area of where the behaviour is coming from. So you need to make sure it's coming from the right area. So I hope that little short video was helpful. Would love to hear your feedback on experiences that anyone's had inside the classroom when dealing with trauma or ADHD as well. So look forward to chatting to you soon.